have a bushing lap and can't just measure how much I'm putting it, or I'm you know what I mean, sanding. But oh well, it works. It's been working for a few years now, so I'm not going to change it. Also, a tip with doing this, kind of flip it around a little bit first, and I don't know, just kind of get it worked in a little bit. Alright, let's see. Yeah, still tap. This thing is still pretty oversized. As you can tell, it moves pretty easy. This one's probably gonna take a minute. Shit, I thought I lost it. So I'm just kind of gonna guess on this. Normally, I'd probably do it a little bit less, but I've done this enough times to know that it needs to be sanded a shit ton. Let me wipe it on this so I'm not ruining this cloth. Let's try this out. This thing needs a lube bad. Yeah, this thing's still oversized. Another thing, sometimes you see me doing this, sometimes when you're tuning, the blade might be off center. You can kind of get it to help out if you get it more centered. This still needs to be sanded quite a bit. The nice thing about LDY though is that they give you a bunch of extra bushings and stuff, so if you mess up, it's probably not that bad. You can always get more. Their customer service is good enough too to where you could usually just ask to get some and they'll probably either sell you some or send you some, either one, which is super nice. You can't say that about all makers. Some makers kind of don't have the access to the hardware and stuff. Shit, glad that didn't cut my knee open. This thing flips weird without lube in it. I don't think I've ever flipped one completely dry. Lube does change the way your knife flips as well, if you didn't know that. This thing's getting closer but it still has a way to go. This might be a little bit closer. Always keep your bushing the same side up too, or I try to at least. Just generally a good tip is to keep things the same throughout what you're doing. That way you're not changing multiple things at once and then having to go around in circles to see what you messed up. It's a little off center. We're getting a little bit better. It's almost there. Probably one or two more runs on the sandpaper will get it. You kind of want to keep as much like downward pressure as you can on this and not get one side. You want to get the whole thing pretty much even. So it can be difficult sometimes. So a little bit of tap. I'll hit it one more time on the sandpaper and it'll be good. Ah, shit. I think it was that way. Oops. This will probably be good. If it doesn't tune properly, it might be because I messed up and changed the way the bushing was. I might have to switch it around. I think some of the easiest knives to tune are probably the LDY knives, honestly. They're machined with enough precision usually that they're not super off. A little bit of tap. That might be the blade not centered. I'll hit it one more time, but I feel like once I put lube in it, it's not gonna have tap. Lube does help tap out, if you didn't know. I don't know if I mentioned that already. I know I have in one video at one point. No tap. Kinda, it wiggles, but I guess this handle could be tuned a little bit better. The bite handle. What the hell? I'm gonna try putting some lube in it and see if that works. If not, I'll sand it a little bit more. Oops, didn't mean to kick that. I've mentioned it before, but I personally use Carbon Honey. It's really good lube. Also, the scent is nice. I think this one is, what is this supposed to be? I don't think it shows what scent it's supposed to be, but it smells like Fruit Loops, which is pretty cool. And I just kind of work it in. Starting to sound better already. Just check tap. I don't hear any. I hear like a little bit of like wiggle, but as far as tap goes, I don't hear any. Which usually after tuning a new knife, at least in my experience, it'll kind of get broken in, and then you'll have to retune it anyway. So I think that this is good enough of a tune for now, at least. But yeah, that's kind of a video kind of taking a look at the Cygnus and tuning it. But yeah, thanks for watching if you did, because this was a pretty long video.